Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today Google released Android 17 QPR2 Beta 3 and we finally have an exciting update to talk about, which I have on the 10 Pro XL to show you all the new changes. So without further ado, let's jump in. Starting with the update size and build number, here on the 10 Pro XL, the update size is 698 megabytes and the build number is CP41.260.731.005.B1. And by the way, this is a brand new category I added to the Wallpapers by In-Depth Tech Reviews app called Shot on Pixel, which includes real photos I took on my Pixel phones, and you will know more about this later in the video. But now let's take a look at the new changes. Let's start with the lock screen and always on display. On the right, I have Beta 2 on the 9 Pro XL, and the first change you will notice here is the Blur UI implementation to the notification banners, the fingerprint sensor, and the lock screen shortcuts. I'm using the same exact wallpaper to see the difference between the two. Google also did fix an issue related to the always on display that I used to have in Beta 2. Previously, if I had the always on display wallpaper option enabled and then tap to wake the screen, the blur effect stays on the wallpaper, but currently this issue is fixed and my wallpaper is back again to normal and it only gets blurred when I move to the always on display. Now let's move on to the home screen, and we finally got the app lock feature back again in the app shortcuts menu. Now when you tap and hold on any app, you will see the option right here, exactly the same way like we used to have a very long time ago. When you tap on it, it shows an overflow card that gives you some instructions like notification content will be hidden, widgets and shortcuts will be removed, AI agents and services you have allowed to access the app will still be able to access its data, and then you can add app lock. It will ask you for a biometric authentication, and the next time you open the app, this what happens. Also, when you view a locked app in the recent apps screen, here is how it looks. You can also remove the app lock directly from the app shortcuts menu by tapping on remove app lock like this, which also requires a biometric authentication. Additionally, when you jump to settings and then security and privacy, and then scroll down, you will see a dedicated menu for the app lock feature. This one will allow you to lock multiple apps at once using the toggles on the right. Plus you have the ability to sort or search your app list like this. The app bubbles also got a new feature similar to what we've seen in Canary 2608. When you open an app in a bubble and then tap on manage, you will see a new move to full screen option. The main difference between Canary and the QPR2 is the options are swapped. The move to full screen now shows on top instead of showing at the bottom. I also read one of the comments talking about a weird behavior related to the app bubble feature. For example, when you open an app in the bubble form and then try to open it normally, it automatically dismisses the bubble and switches to the full screen view. So I think it makes more sense if Google can stick to the app bubble form if the app is already open. We also got a couple of minor visual tweaks, and I'm back again to Beta 2 on the 9 Pro XL. When you expand the home screen overflow menu, you will notice a new settings icon. Plus, when you open the home settings, you will see a new settings icon for the at-a-glance widget as well. And when you go to the apps list settings, the search settings is now called Pixel Search Settings. And now let's talk about the wallpaper and style app. We finally got the new enhanced color options of Android Canary in QPR2 Beta 3. As you see here, the color options look totally different. You have this pencil icon on top of the selected color, which will allow you to choose between neutral, soft, bright, and finally bold. Also, this color palette icon, tapping on it will allow you to choose any custom color you want by using the slider. So we finally know that this feature will ship with the stable release of QPR2, which is expected in December. And the second change is the comeback of the suggested wallpapers carousel after being missing from the previous versions. Talking about the wallpapers, I'm planning to create a new category called Shot on Pixel under the Wallpapers by In-Depth Tech Reviews app, and here's one of the examples. This category will include some real photos I took with my Pixel cameras from the Pixel 5 all the way up to the Pixel 10. and you've seen some of the examples while shooting the video right here. You can also use this app to edit the wallpaper before setting to make it your own. You can add blur, brightness, change the hue and saturation, plus the ability to download it locally on device so you can apply the wallpaper effects on any of them. So if you want to give it a try, you will find the Google Play Store download link in the description. And now let's get back to QPR2 Beta 3. And now let's talk about the new changes under the quick settings, which got the same features we've seen in Android Canary 26.08. The first and most exciting one is the ability to change the quick settings layout. Once you tap on the edit button, you will see two tabs at the bottom, one for the normal editing we used to have, and then we have layout. Here you cannot change anything other than the order. These handles will allow you to push things up and down. Here you have the quick tiles, then the media player, and finally the brightness slider. I chose to have the brightness slider at the bottom of the screen for easier reachability like this. You can also put the media controls on top. So let me show you how it looks in action. So when I play a song and then go to the quick settings, then tap on edit, and then move the media player to the top, then go back. This is how it looks after the first swipe. You can see the media controls on top, and then comes the brightness slider. But keep in mind, the brightness slider will never show after the first swipe, regardless its position. The second change is related to the keyboard tile. Now the overflow card shows in the center, while previously it used to show at the bottom right corner. Moving to quick share, we got a really exciting new feature called tap to share instantly. When I tried to share a video, I got this banner in the share sheet saying tap to share instantly. Overlap the top of both devices until they glow, and you have a how it works hyperlink. Tapping on it reveals this card that explains the feature in detail. It says instantly share contact info, photos, videos, links, location, and more. This is a graphical representation, and it says here overlap the top of both unlocked phones with their screens facing up and visible to you. Keep phones together until they glow, and it says here if it's not working, try holding both phones back to back. If you remember, I talked about this feature a very long time ago, but it never had a user interface explaining exactly how it works. It used to automatically open quick share when I bring two devices together to start the sharing process immediately, but this is the first time to see an interface for this feature, and it also talks about a glow animation that I never had before. I also tried to use this new implementation with my other devices behind the camera, but the glow animation didn't show up. It works exactly the same way as before. Maybe these devices need to update to QPR2 Beta 3 first to show this new glowing animation. So I will do this and see if it works and show you the result at the end of the video. The second change I found in Quick Share is when you open it from the quick settings like this, we got a brand new section called Recent Files. It shows here Quick Share Downloads. Tapping on it takes you to the Quick Share Downloads page in the Files app. But when I do the same on QPR2 Beta 2, I don't see the same section. And here's a side-by-side comparison between the two versions. The private space also got some tweaks. So if you already have it enabled and then unlock it, you will see a different design. It's shorter than before because Google removed this add section we used to have in the previous versions. Plus the list of default apps is different as well. We no longer have Chrome or Camera. Plus we got Gemini that didn't exist before. And now it's time to talk about the new changes under settings. When you go to apps and then open any app listing, then storage and cache, you will see a brand new icon for the clear cache option. And here's a side-by-side comparison between the two. The second change I already mentioned before when I was talking about the app lock feature. When you go to security and the privacy, you will see a new app lock menu that will allow you to lock apps directly from here without the need to tap and hold on each one to lock it. Last but not least, we got one of the changes we've seen in Canary 26.08. When you go to accessibility, then color and motion, then color correction, you will see a totally different settings page. And here's how it looks in Beta 2. The sample images at the top are different. Here you have a normal image, a snippet from Google Maps, and some text. Instead of using these colors, the toggle itself got a description, plus the names of the colors are now different as well. But for the functionality, they work exactly the same. By this, I covered all the new features, and now let's talk about the bug fixes that you get with this update, and we have a long list of stuff. First, we got a fix for the Google Play Store system updates were failing to install for some users. Home screen shortcuts appeared as blank gray circles. The wallet icon on your lock screen could sometimes appear with incorrect coloring. Battery charged to 100% when adaptive charging is turned on. The swipe up gesture from the bottom occasionally stopped working. Your selected theme might not apply on the first attempt. 50 megapixel images captured with the ultra-wide or telephoto lens displayed rainbow artifacts. Poor battery life due to excessive CPU usage by the launcher, particularly on foldable devices. Calls could incorrectly route Bluetooth audio. Users in New Zealand could not access all 6 GHz Wi-Fi networks. The terminal app would crash if you changed your device's UI font size while it was open. Users couldn't type special characters like slash etc. in the GUI of the terminal. Simultaneously swiping lock screen widgets and the notification shade caused buggy animations and a laggy, unresponsive UI. The screen sometimes become unresponsive or froze when unlocking the device. Display freezes and screen noise. Unexpected device crashes. So after going through this long list of bug fixes, now let's talk about my experience with the performance and stability of this build. Honestly, it was not great within the first couple of hours. I used to have multiple issues. For example, every time I swipe up to go to the home screen used to flicker. The app shortcuts menu used to flicker as well and animate in a very weird way, and the device was slightly laggy. But thankfully, after those 2 hours, everything is back again to normal. The device is very snappy and works great. And when it comes to Geekbench scores for the CPU, I got 5,769 for the multi-core and 2,254 for the single core, which is worse than the previous version. And when it comes to the GPU, I got 4,738, which is about the same as before. So that's pretty much it for today. These are all the new changes I wanted to show you on Android 17 QPR2 Beta 3. Please let me know in the comments if I missed anything. But for now, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.